We're back, everybody.
Yeah, we're back.
No, my voice is not okay. I am perishing. Oh, there you are. Introducing yourself to all the important people, are you? Well, I thought it wouldn't hurt. What are you up to? Not much, we're merely standing around. I've been on this airship before, I've seen all there is to it. Anyway, the talks will soon be over, so I might as well wait here. Is something bothering her? She's not hiding it very well, is she? It's about that man from the world, Cassius. She's been acting funny around him. I get it, he's a master of the 8 leaves 1 blade style. He used to go by the nickname Divine Blade. Hey, what are you talking about behind my back? It's rude to exclude people from a conversation when they're right there with you. Sorry about that. How are you doing, Rosine? Everything okay? More or less. I received a report of some Ouroboros activity from the high seat when I was on the way here. Nothing's happened yet, though. By the way, has there been some sort of incident in the holy city of Arteria? I think Emma mentioned something about that, too. Vita might know more about it, but as luck would have it, she's not here. Ah, yes. Maybe she'll turn up eventually. Maybe, but as for me, I'm happy she's keeping her distance. I can relax without her annoying presence setting my teeth on edge. Enjoy it while you can. Shall I ask the staff to fetch you a saucer of warm milk? Good idea. Thanks, Rosine. Bad idea. It's an honor to speak with you again. We haven't had the chance to talk leisurely since we were at the Esmelis Garden. It's been so long. I was kind of having an identity crisis when we last met. Somehow we've always been too busy to really talk. Yeah, true. Damn. All the generals here are strong as hell. You managed to hold off McBurn all on your own in Linguadoc Canyon. That's pretty damn awesome. My father fought McBurn as well. Though he seemed alright at the time, the damage his body suffered manifested later. Have you noticed anything similar? No, luckily, I seem to be perfectly fine. I don't think it's because McBurn was going easy on me. He seemed dead set on inflicting as much pain as possible. I think he might have been particularly vicious when he was fighting Viscount Arcade. I was worried about Wallace too. Good to know he's okay. It would be nice to have a friendly duel with him one day. Well, is that you, Schwarzer? You look awfully serious. The situation's pretty grave. At least, I finally have a sense of what direction I should be heading in. I've got my allies to thank for that and for lending me their strength. That's good. Guys, you seem to have gotten used to your new powers. Barkhorn was a legend, there's no doubt about that. But I think you'll be another. That's kind of you to say so. Heh, I hope it don't sound patronizing. But I've been concerned about you. I see now that I needn't have worried. You're doing well for yourself. You'll go far if you keep it up. You know how to build my confidence. I appreciate it. They both studied under Barkhorn. I'm thankful they have a good relationship. I should speak with Cassius soon. Alright, I'll also be right back. Okay. There you are, Reen. Steadily working your way through the crowd, chatting everyone up. Are you going to talk to Kayla too? If that's okay, Special Second Lieutenant Kayla. Yes, you may speak to me at any time without reservation, Ashen Chevalier. I'm grateful for your help the other day. I had a feeling you guessed who I was right at the start. I had my suspicions. It seems I interrupted your conversation. What was it about? We were just touching upon recent internal affairs in Calvard. I'm not sure what you might have heard about the situation there. The ruling party lost to the opposition in recent elections. Once President Rocksmith's term ends, he'll be forced to step down. So your entire government is being swapped out? That's a drastic change. The country's already in a crisis, but there's also acts of terrorism carried out by the anti-immigration faction. I see. Immigration is a very divisive issue in the Republic. With each passing day, it's becoming more apparent how weak our country is. I expect our leaders to announce a new course of action after today's discussion. Thank you. I have a handle on Calvard's situation now. Despite her young age, Kayla is remarkably sharp. By the way, it's so good to see you again, Kayla. How has Kilika been doing? As well as ever, she's one Iron Lady. You make it sound as though a long time has passed since you were last in Calvard. Angelica, that Kilika, is she who I think she is? You picked up on her name, huh? She's a practitioner of Taito. She's the one who taught me. I thought so. Kayla, have you also been trained in the Taito style? No, although I do admire Eastern martial arts and swordsmanship, pursuing those arts requires serious dedication and investment of one's time. I admire you for having reached intermediate level in the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style, Reen. Thanks. I mean, I guess we were kind of born into it with our ogre power. Sister. This coffee is excellent. Yeah, and the biscuits are great. They're Remiferia's specialties. I'm glad they're to your liking. Afternoon coffee and biscuits. What a wonderful custom. I could get used to this. So true. I was worried that you'd be pretty unapproachable since you're the Grand Prince's secretary. I was surprised to learn that you're not that much older than us, though. You're really young for your position. My situation is quite different. I'm close friends with Princess Alphen. I've been appointed especially for this occasion. My family is quite well known in Remiferia. You might have heard of the Salins? Let me think. Salen. Where have I heard that name before? The Salen Medical Company produces medical equipment shipped worldwide. Remiferia is famous for being one at the forefront of medical research, which becomes a bartering chip in relations with other nations. The Salen family, besides owning a prosperous medical company, has strong connections in the government. You've done your homework. The current state of affairs is deeply worrying for Remiferia. Our country is small and relies on advanced technology and scientific research to remain afloat. We're not prepared to deal with this war in the least. I understand your predicament. I wish there was something we could do to help. Well, let's see how these talks go first. I was wondering what her special secretary position was all about. She's very good with words, though. It's easy to see things from her perspective, and she encourages others to side with her. The Grand Prince made the right choice appointing her. Oh good, that was all 4 of them. Why is Grace here? Well, I sure am lucky getting invited aboard the Panther Girl to carry out exclusive interviews. So many interesting people all in one place. Ellie, Tio, Elisa, and even Emma of the Hexen clan. I didn't get a chance the other day in Crossville, so let me say this now. This has got to be fate. Adios must have guided me here to interview you all. What do you say? Maybe later if it doesn't take too long. Sorry, but I prefer you kept me out of the papers. Ever the keen journalist, Grace. You should be aware of this, but you won't be allowed to publish anything about this meeting in the foreseeable future. What about the freedom of press? Just kidding. I understand that being invited to this top secret get-together is a great privilege, and I won't be able to write about it for a while. But once international relations become somewhat normalized, maybe I'll get the green light to publish a special report on this. After all, my duty as a journalist is to observe and document important events. That's definitely an important role. That's a sensible approach to take. I would take everything she says with a grain of salt. You're hoping the materials you get here will help you win the Pulitzer Prize, aren't you? Anyway, there's no harm in it, is there? I missed my chance last year and the year before. That's Grace, a journalist working in Crossbell. Whatever her reasons, she must have impressed the right people to be allowed here. Aha, the man of the hour. Reen Schwarzer, will you agree to an interview? I'm not at liberty to talk about a lot of things. Grace, you're putting him on the spot. She's very single-minded about interviewing people, but she's a nice person. Boo, you're no help at all, Tio. Reen, you look just like Grace walking around and sniffing out info. Well, it's not like I'm not curious about the meeting. By the way, I was surprised that Vita didn't show up. Me too, she left the barrier and vanished somewhere. It worries me a little. Yeah, it's kind of suspicious, huh? You're nervous she's plotting something? I don't mean to sound ungrateful, since she's helped us numerous times, but Vita's known to pursue pretty questionable goals. I think we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, right? Thanks, Reen. If only the same could be said of my mother. Chairman Irina? Well, she's raised a wonderful daughter. There's no way she could be a bad person. Oh, thanks. That was nice of you. Do I sense a scoop? Why is the Ashen Chevalier so sweet to you? Are you perhaps in a relationship? Grace, control yourself. Sorry. You can tell her off any number of times. She goes back to her MO right away. You've bulked up since I last saw you, Lloyd. You haven't grown taller as much as got wider in the shoulders. Life on the run's been better than hitting the gym. I had to get my outfits retailored. Oh, I didn't notice. You see him every day, so the difference isn't as obvious. But he looks more like his brother now, doesn't he? I've only seen him in pictures, but yeah, I'd say so too. Now, if only I had his height, too. Is it Guy Bannings you are referring to? He was once a high-ranking officer at the Crossbell Police Department, but died in the line of duty 5 years ago. Yeah, we used to live nearby. I only know of him from visions of the past I've seen here and there. He was super tall, and he seemed like a really reliable guy. Yeah, I feel like such a kid compared to him, but there's no use in wishing I was more like my brother. I've got to play the cards I've been dealt. It's me you've got, not him. And I'm determined as can be to end this and work towards independence for Crossbell. Me too. Spoke like a true leader. It's no wonder you were able to shake off myself and Instructor Reen during our encounter 2 years ago. Lloyd's been through a lot. In fact, I might have had it easier than him. It's news to me that he had a brother, though. His brother sounds like an amazing person, too. Instructor Reen, aren't you busy playing nice with everyone? Well, we got to make the most of this opportunity. Lloyd, there's a lot for us to catch up on. I'd love to get a drink or two with you if we had the time, but... Sweet, I'm coming too. How about we go to a place I know when this thing lands? It's got some pretty nice... Randy! Alright. That's just like Randy. Actually, that reminds me. Risha Mao is busy somewhere else, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of different factions at play here, both within and outside Erebonia. The other members of the SSS and close allies are all busy dealing with them. Like Noel, Chief Sergei, Dudley, and Arios. That's right. Fran and Wazi too help us out sometimes too. Sonia and Mirail have been keeping their heads down though. They can't do too much considering their position. They're members of the same Crossbell Guardian Force that was absorbed by the Imperial Army, aren't they? Both very capable officers. Yeah, they have the same objective we do, but different obligations. Not unrelated to the contents of today's meeting. Okay, I'm starting to get a clearer picture. You can't help but get an idea of the master plan, looking at all the people Muse and General Le Guin invited here. Wow, Reen, I'm impressed. Do you ever think about becoming a detective? I doubt I could match up to the pros. Okay, can someone tell me what's going on? Same here. The only thing I know for sure is that these two gotta stop showing off already. I believe you are just projecting, Instructor Randy. You could do the same if you tried, Randy. Hey, I'm not sure I like what you're saying, Keto. Reen chatted with Lloyd's group for a while. Lloyd plays Vantage Masters, does he? You know, I don't think I'll ever run out of things to chat with you about. But if I ever could bring up just one more thing, I heard from you play a bit of Vantage Masters. I play against Kia from time to time, so if you're ever raring for a match, you let me know. Oh yeah, you're on, though we'll have to make sure things don't get too out of hand. You're telling me. I'd rather play Pom Pom Party with Lloyd, but whatever.
Too bad.
I know, too bad for me.
Here's to a good, clean match.
He's a beast. Oh boy. Water beats fire, fire beats... Okay, this could work. Lloyd, come on, man. You're not nearly as good as Ash. Ash was like the fucking champ. You know? But Lloyd's just getting jumped on here.
Yeah, I see that.
All Lloyd can do is just draw cards, and everything he plays just gets instantly killed by my flying dudes. Like, Lloyd, it doesn't matter how many cards you have in your hand, my bro. Oh. That is not where I wanted him to move to. Oh, that's not the one that had the range. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do none more of that, brother. Let's just get rid of that card from your hand. Let's just keep him locked out. Oh, actually, he's just gonna lose.
Dang, you're good at this.
Nah, Lloyd, you're just bad at this. Alright, what else can we do? Who else can we talk to? Like, I want to talk to Cassius, but I guess I have to talk to everybody else first. I never dreamed I'd be in the presence of the President of Calvard and the Grand Prince of Hemiferia. Crown Princess Claudia and Lieutenant General Cassius are here too. Man, this place is crammed top to bottom with bigwigs. Me, on the other hand, I'm just some schmuck with an airship. What am I doing here mingling with them? What's the problem? You're great at mingling. And besides, you've been helping out Lloyd and the Reen a bunch. No reason for you not to be here. By the way, thanks for helping me and Agate cross the border into the Empire. Things would have been way harder without you. Tita, I told you that was no big deal. You saved my bacon too in Heimdall. Seems like the Capua Delivery Service is always there to help when you're in a pinch. Your services are a lifeline for the guild too. Everyone's very thankful to have you guys around. You don't work for Jaegers and you stay away from shady business. That counts in your favor too. Look, it's a business and we do what we have to turn it in order to turn a profit. Ooh, she's blushing. Ooh. You guys, stop it! You really like teasing her, huh? Don't worry, it's friendly teasing. Leaves, as well as the branch campus, used to be within the Capua Barony. The members of the Capua Delivery Service used to be sky bandits, but they seem like decent people. Like they just had to do what they had to do in order to survive, Reen. Hey, Reen. You're quite the social butterfly today. Just making sure I get to talk to everyone. Cassius is next on my list. Makes sense since you both studied with Master Ka-Fi after all. If I'm being honest, I'm not really sure why he and Chloe agreed to come all the way here. And I don't know what to think about this Duchess Cayenne. The whole meeting is giving me some bad vibes. Yuza's not a bad person, I promise. I can only imagine she must have been planning this for a while. She tries not to show up, but the situation in the Empire was probably bothering her a lot. You noticed it too, didn't you, Instructor? Yeah, I did. But from what I've heard, Yuna saw right through her when they met back up.
Sure, you may also be a genius who can come up with plans to change the fate of the world, but that's beside the point. There's no way an ordinary girl like you would be okay with a plan that would cost millions of people their lives, is there?
We caught a glimpse of her true self back then. She's only 16, younger than me. I've heard this and that about the Cayenne family. The Duke before the last was widely believed to be a just and wise noble. When he died in an accident, his younger brother inherited the title, but all he cared about was his personal interests. Yuzei's foolish uncle even stirred up the Civil War, and their family was about to be stripped of their title and privilege. And yet here we are, with Yuzei as the mastermind behind a plan to save the world. She's got more guts than anyone on this ship. I think I can empathize with her more after hearing that. Yeah, me too. Ren's been through some serious shit. Judging from what I've heard, it's no surprise she understands. There's no telling how these talks will go until they're over and done with. But regardless of what major events are set in motion, we must not forget about the But regardless of what major events are set in motion, we must not forget about the individuals that will be swept up. Yuzei is one of those individuals, so do me a favor and stay by her side. I doubt you need me to tell you that, though. You really are amazing, huh? You really just say what you think without beating around the bush, huh? I see now why Tita compares you to the sun. You're bright and you dispel any shadows of doubt in others. Thanks for the advice. That was my intention all along, but I needed the kick to get around to it. Glad to help. Good luck. Thanks. Oh, Estelle, there's something I've been dying to know. You and Joshua are together, right? But how far exactly have you guys gone? Uh-huh, that's so out of the blue. Don't try to wiggle out of it now. I'm burning with curiosity, too. You wouldn't have tried to dodge the question unless... Whoa. Why are you all bugging me about it? I can't tell you when Reen's right there. What if he hears? Looks like they're talking about something personal. I don't want to be a third wheel. I better go. No! Talk! I need to know. What's up, Estelle? Still no progress? Need some cheering up? I wouldn't say that. It's just, hey, knock it off with the leading questions. Probably shouldn't be listening into this. No, Reen, you must learn. Hey, Kurt and Ash, good to see you again. Happy to have your instructor back? Yes, very much so. It was only possible thanks to everyone's help. Agate was pretty impressive with that sword of his. Really see where he got the name Heavy Blade. Those two weren't bad either. I might have taken a couple of swings, but I was just one of the many taking part in Operation Bust Reen out. Same goes for me and Kia. Maybe our timing was lucky, but credit goes to everyone equally. Joshua, Ash, don't the two of you have something important to talk about? Ren, she's right, don't put it off. Everything's going to shit right now. There's no guarantee you'll be able to see each other again. Yes, you should sort things out now. There's no denying that Raquel has become home to you, Ash. But I'm sure there's value in learning about the place that led you there. Nope, we're back into the sad Hummel music. Okay, let me get my somber voice going. You ready? Dear?
I'm ready.
You ready for the somber voice? The somber voice of sadness?
Yeah.
Hummel was just a small village. It had no more than a few dozen inhabitants. As a result, there were very few children living there. Luve was the oldest at 16. My sister Karen was 15, and I was 6. But there was another boy, too. He was 3 years old. He was too young to play with us much, but ever since he was a baby, we looked after him. I was looking forward to playing with him when he was a little older. He was almost like a little brother to me. But then those peaceful days abruptly ended. A group of Jaeger dropouts posing as the Royal Army opened fire on the villagers. I watched on as Jan and Amelia were shot. There was blood everywhere. Their son fell to the ground, blood all over his clothes. We fled. We ran and ran, too afraid to look back. Survival was the only thing on our minds. That boy didn't die, though. He merely fainted from shock. We had no idea. Eventually, we made it out of the village. Luve stayed behind to distract our pursuers. He told me and Karen to keep running. But we got ambushed by another group of Jaeger dropouts. Joshua, that's truly heart-wrenching. I've heard about it before, but it gets me every time. That's what happened 14 years ago. At least, that's how I remember it. That boy we left behind might have a different perspective on the events of that day. He may have hated us for escaping without him, and I can't blame him. The bullet you fired at the Emperor Eugen should have been for me. Joshua! It's alright, Ren. It was a shock when I heard about what happened in Heimdall. I realized the burden that boy from Hamel had to live with. But even though I felt immense guilt that we hadn't checked to see if he was alive, that we hadn't taken him with us, there was another feeling too. Overwhelming joy. I can't say how happy it made me when I found out that he had survived. Joshua. Thanks for being patient and listening to this long story of mine. Don't know why you'd bother telling me when it's got nothing to do with me, but... It wasn't entirely boring. I managed to stay awake till the end. Ash. Glad to hear it. Thanks, Ash. The Hamel tragedy took place at about the same time I was first taken to Ymir. I'm glad Ash was able to hear Joshua's story. Okay, no more somber voice. Yeah, you like my sad storytelling voice?
Yeah, I'm sad.
Does it work?
I'm sad.
So my somber voice makes you sad when I use it? Oh.
Well, that's the point. So,
I mean, I could have. I could have talked like this the whole time.
No.
You could have, but you didn't.
It wouldn't have had the same effect, yeah? Oh, I didn't notice you were there, Instructor. Hey, Reen. Dude, eavesdrop much? Sorry about that. But the same event Joshua was talking about pretty much changed the course of my life, too. So it's at least a little relevant to me. Why so defensive, Ash? I thought you said Joshua's story had nothing to do with you. She's got you there. Whatever, screw all that old drama. We got plenty of new drama we could talk about instead. For example, what's going on with you and Russell, huh? The hell are you talking about? Huh? Oh, why don't you share with the rest of the class? Ren, it's not like that. Damn, you can't even see what's right in front of your face, old man. We all know what's going on. It's obvious to anyone with half a brain. Who are you calling old, you little brat? I'm only 28. Why are we even talking about this? That's a very Ash way to change the topic. He used to be such a crybaby. I'm glad Adios kept him safe. No, not just her. It's thanks to a number of kind-hearted people. Yeah, thanks for sharing that story with us, Joshua. Of course, thank you as well, Reen, for all you've done for him. 1 second. Let me see. Steel 4. Alright. Alright. Alright, I think that's where we're going to call the video for now.
Until then.
Until then.